YouTube. Today I've got another video. It's going to be a quicker video. I'm going to try to keep the cleaning videos a little bit shorter, just to get straight to the point. But today I'm going to be showing you guys how to tear down and field strip the Ruger LCP. If you haven't seen my video review on this one, definitely check it out if you're interested in getting this gun or just want to learn more about it in general. But let's just get into it. The first thing I do, as with any gun, is take out any magazines, as well as make sure the gun is empty. Make sure there is nothing in the chamber. Make sure it's clean. Nothing where the magazine goes. Nothing in the chamber. So we're good. Pretty much the only thing you're going to need to tear it apart is just a screwdriver, or you could probably, I guess you could probably use your fingernail. Although it does take a little bit of pressure, so I wouldn't recommend that. But basically, on the right there, you can see this little pin there where my thumb is. That's the pin that holds it together, and behind it there's a little channel that the screwdriver fits nicely into. So you just put the screwdriver behind it and pull up, and eventually it'll kind of pop out like that. And all you have to do to finish tearing it apart is take this pin out and slide the rail forward. It'll slide right off. And there should be nothing that comes flying out at you. I guess it's possible, but it's not very likely. And make sure not to lose any of the components so that you're not scrambling to try to put it back together later. As you can see, inside you've got the barrel attached to the slide, and you've got this pin and couple springs here. It's really simple to get those out. All you have to do is push a little pressure on the back of this pin and kind of pinch it with your finger so it doesn't go flying. The pin is under pressure a little bit, so earlier I took it out and I lost grip of it and shot the pin like halfway across the room. So basically all you do is push towards the front of the barrel, and then it'll kind of pop out, slides right out. And now to get the barrel out, you kind of grab it and you push forward a little bit and angle it, and then basically kind of pull it out. So as you can see, we've got all of our parts laid out, and the first thing I want to mention is on the spring here, or springs. There are two of them. One of them smaller, fits inside the other, and there we go, it's in focus. So the smaller one has a side that's wider, and that side goes towards the back of the pin. I've put it in backwards one time, and it didn't hurt the little spring, but the big spring actually started coming up and started going around the head of the pin, so it's kind of sticking out a little bit. So having it on the back there definitely stops it from coming out, and I think that's how it was originally. I just wasn't paying attention when I cleaned it. So basically, you know, just kind of oil these up a little bit. You'll notice that the pin, originally it comes black, but after you use it a few times, you notice that it's kind of silver all over it. That's just because it rubs. The first couple times I used it, actually, the pin was like very rough. You could feel like big pieces, almost like flakes kind of on there. I thought for a little bit that it was kind of going to hurt the gun, but when I went through with some solvent, it actually dissolved that stuff right off. So I don't know if it was like the coating or whatever they put on it, but the first few times it did that, it was very rough. But now, every time I get back, it's actually smooth as it's going to get. And as long as I keep it oiled up, then it really doesn't have any issues. Obviously, anywhere on your gun that you see metal, bare metal, shiny parts, you want to make sure to put a little bit of extra oil on there to make sure that they don't wear out too fast. So I usually clean the spring up a little bit, oil it up, and then move on from there. Next, I usually go on to the barrel. This is the most important part, really, in my mind, because this is the part that the bullets go through. You want to make sure this is cleaned nicely. You want to make sure it's lubed, it doesn't get rusty or pitted or anything like that, because this is the part that makes your gun work. You don't want anything in there that could cause the bullets to jam, get stuck, you know, become inaccurate and stuff like that. Not that this is all that accurate of a gun, but you know, the cleaner you keep everything, the more likely it is to function properly when you need it. So I'll usually go take a couple of Q-tips and start going through. You can see the Q-tips actually longer than the barrel, so you can use one to go all the way through and start cleaning. And I'll usually run some cotton or some rags through it, as well as solvent and oil and the wire brush and stuff like that to make sure it's extra clean. I've actually already gone and cleaned this, but like I said, I'll usually take the Q-tip and get into all the little areas like the feed ramp and everything like that. Make sure this is in really good condition. And I'll move up here. As you can see, there's a couple little grooves on here, and I'll usually use Q-tips. They fit nicely to get inside each of these little channels, as well as back here, and then kind of clean up the front where the firing pin comes out. So get all that clean. Pretty much get everywhere that I can with Q-tips, and I'll try to go over some of the bigger areas with the rag and stuff. But definitely get everything as clean as you can. You can see that there's even more wear back here. So again, anywhere that you see shiny parts, make sure to give it a little bit of extra oil so it doesn't wear down the gun too fast. So once I'm done cleaning that, then I'll go over here and give it a light cleaning. You know, I'll usually stick a Q-tip somewhere down in here, pretty much anywhere I can reach, and just trying to get any powder and stuff like that out of there. And when I'm done with each piece, I'll go over and put oil, you know, on all the spots that I think it needs to go on to, and make sure that everything's kind of lubed up and ready to use the next time I need to use the pistol. And like I said, this LCP was designed for concealed carry, so I'm not saying you shouldn't clean every one of your guns every time you go use it, but especially something that you might have to use to defend your life with. You want to make sure it's clean and in perfect operating shape in case you ever did have to pull it out and defend yourself with it. So I'll spend a little bit of extra time going through and cleaning places and be a little more anal than I really would with some of my other firearms, just because something like this, if you ever wanted to carry it, then you know that it's at least cleaned properly. It doesn't mean it's going to work every time, but you know, the more you clean it, the less likely you are to have any issues with it. So that's my philosophy on that. Once you're ready to put it back together, pretty much do the opposite of what you did to take it apart. You stick the barrel in at a little bit of an angle, and you just kind of wiggle it in there, play with it till you get it to seat inside there. So you can see it's in there. Next, you take the spring, and the front end is the part that goes down. There's a little hole right there that this kind of goes in. And you push forward towards the front of the barrel as well as down at the same time. So you can see that as you're pushing forward and down, there's a little seat or a little notch right there it gets seated into. So once it gets seated in there, I don't know if you can see it, how it's torn apart right now, but anyways, once it's seated in there, it should be solid enough not to fall off or anything like that. And to get it back together, you simply bring it up and line up the little channel, and then you slide it back. And all you have to do is put a little bit of pressure on the front of the gun to bring it back enough so that you can get the pin back in the little hole here. And then you push it. And why are you not working? There we go. And you just push it until it clicks into place. It should be flush with the gun. And then once you get all back together, it should be ready. And you just kind of rack it a few times, make sure everything feels smooth, you don't feel any grinding. Same thing with the trigger, you want it to be smooth, you don't want it to be gritty or anything like that. If it is, just tear it apart and clean it a little bit more. You might have missed some stuff. But as far as tearing it apart and cleaning it, that's really all you have to do. So relatively quick. Like I said, I spent a little bit more time on this, but you know, overall it's not that complicated. It's just one pin that pulls apart and everything else kind of falls out. So thanks for watching my video, and make sure if you have any questions or if I missed anything or need anything re-explained to ask in the comments below, and I'll make sure to answer it as best as I can. If you guys have any suggestions or things that you want to see in future videos, definitely let me know. I love hearing feedback and stuff. You know, I make these videos for you guys. Obviously, I know how to clean my own guns, but I do it to share my knowledge with everyone else, as well as some of my insight and perspective on things. So if you want me to keep doing these, definitely let me know. I've got a couple more guns I could show you guys. I've got some friends and stuff that I can borrow some guns from as well, so I can do reviews on those and show you how to clean that stuff. So I'll have those coming up. But if there's anything special you guys want to see, definitely let me know, and I'll see what I can do. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, if you like my videos, and I'll be back with some more soon.